Because if you don't have time, you will never be able to reclaim your freedom. And that's why the first step is simply to reclaim your time and learn how to not be a slave to your phone. Honestly, that is a very, very difficult journey because of how powerful these companies and these micro habit manipulators are. But it's also the most important step that you're gonna take on your path to complete freedom. Now, in the last episode, I told you how the micro habit manipulations all exploit one basic human chemical that makes them infinitely powerful: dopamine. And that's really the key to breaking free from your phone. You need to learn how to regulate your dopamine. Now, you might think that that's impossible, but it's not. The way to control your dopamine is simply by limiting your exposure to dopamine triggers. How, you might ask? Through what I like to call monk mode, a specific process designed to detox your dopamine systems and optimize your focus. Dopamine detox. So, what is a dopamine detox? Well, it's kind of exactly what the name would entail. It's taking a break from the stimulus that causes dopamine release with the goal of lowering your perceived dopamine baseline. Now, in our modern world, you are simply overstimulated, and that's why you can't focus. So you need to take steps to control your dopamine dependence. And the way to do that? Deprive yourself of dopamine. Remember what I showed you on episode 1? That every habit is broken down into 3 steps: a cue, a routine, and a reward. Now, the dopamine is the reward that all of the social media companies add to the habit of having to check your phone all the time and spending hours and hours on end on it. Now, by removing the dopamine, you're essentially removing the reward part of the habit. And as a result, you are unwiring this habit out of your brain, because quite simply, you have broken down its process. So how do you actually deprive yourself of dopamine? It's quite simple. You can either do a full 24-hour dopamine detox, or you can simply use the principles of a dopamine detox at the beginning of every day. Your body craves dopamine because it's been trained to do so, and within a week, we are gonna remove this craving. And by simply doing that, you won't feel the need to randomly open Instagram or TikTok or any of these applications out of the blue. Because just like your body craves sugar, but if you go a long period without it, that craving stops. And the exact same thing happens here. But this is what you need to realize. A dopamine detox isn't simply about lowering your dopamine. It's about freeing yourself from your phone and other external stimuli. It's about allowing you to reclaim your time and attention. And once you have that, it is the pathway to true freedom. Once you have mastered your dopamine levels, you're gonna be ready to progress to the next level. Now, what's the next level, you might ask?